Forget range anxiety. Are you worried about the heat running under your seat? It is the single most urgent question in the EV battery wars. We are talking about the three-way battle for the future of the EV: LFP, nickel-based cells, and the emerging power of sodium ion. A fight defined by fire risk, degradation, and raw lifespan. The challenge is not just the heat of a single place, it's the difference between Las Vegas's dry heat and the Gulf's humid heat, and how each chemistry handles both extremes. The truth about which battery wins this battle and why it matters to your wallet and your garage might genuinely surprise you. This video breaks it all down, simple, clear, with no complicated chemistry. Let's dive in. Now, these extremes of heat and risk are precisely why the industry is betting on an entirely new formula. Let us dive into the fundamental chemical changes between a regular EV battery and an LFP battery. At the moment, most long-range EVs use nickel-based lithium-ion batteries. These are the traditional NCM or NCA chemistries, and they were the standard for years. NCM stands for nickel cobalt manganese. NCA stands for nickel cobalt aluminum. They both store a lot of energy but can wear out faster, overheat, and lose capacity in extreme heat. LFP or lithium iron phosphate is different, a little less range, but better durability, longer life, and an amazing heat resistance. No nickel, no cobalt, just a stable, proven chemistry. Explained simply, LFP is like work boots, NCM is like running shoes. Work boots last, stay safe, and don't mind harsh conditions. Running shoes are lighter and faster, but wear out sooner. Cars with LFP today include the standard range versions of the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y, along with the standard range Ford Mustang Mach-E. Internationally, LFP is even more common, powering many BYD models that feature their blade battery technology. For now, in North America, LFP batteries are mainly used in the entry-level or standard range versions of popular cars. That's specifically to keep the cost down for the consumer. But future LFP technology is improving rapidly. Companies are developing new LFP variants with way more density. This may challenge nickel-based cells in the mid-range and even some top-of-the-line models. For commercial fleets, LFP is the preferred battery chemistry due to its superior safety and immense cycle life. In heavy trucks and buses, the battery's size and weight just don't matter as much. That's the current landscape, but the battery wars never stop evolving. The next major change is already here. By the way, if all these new battery types have you wondering about all the different kinds of electric cars like REEVs, PHEVs, and HEVs, we have a whole video that explains them all. Click the card above now to watch our video, EVs Explained, which is right for you. To understand this video fully, I also want to tell you about sodium iron phosphate batteries. They work like LFP, but use sodium instead of lithium, cheap and abundant. Energy is slightly lower, but they charge well in cold weather and cost less. The technology is evolving quickly. It is led by giants like BYD and CATL in China, who are the biggest players right now. They are launching sodium ion-powered budget EVs, mainly small city cars. We will have more on CATL later. Meanwhile, this technology is also being worked on in the US. Companies like Natron Energy are developing sodium-ion batteries. They're currently aimed at high-power industrial applications like data centers and grid storage, not passenger electric vehicles. Sodium-ion chemistry is evolving faster than LFP. Energy density and charging speed are improving quickly, which makes it an exciting space to watch. We have looked at the chemical structure and the companies pushing these technologies, but the real test is the road. The true deciding factor for any battery's lifespan and safety comes down to a single critical variable: heat and climate. So, sodium ion isn't replacing LFP yet, but it's expected to become the budget-friendly choice for electric scooters, compact EVs, big battery storage, and regions with cold weather. LFP batteries handle high temperatures better than the other common types. Think of it this way. The standard EV battery has chemicals that can release their own oxygen when they get too hot, essentially starting a fire from the inside. LFP chemistry is much more stable. When it gets hot, it does not release that internal oxygen. This is the simple reason why LFP is so much safer and more resilient in extreme climates. The Gulf of Mexico's summer heat can be brutal, but LFP batteries are built for it. Because LFP is so stable, these EVs maintain their performance and degrade more slowly without the constant internal heat fight. Sodium ion also handles heat well, as it is built on the same stable structure, but it is newer, so we do not have decades of long-term data yet. LFP may have the chemical advantage in safety and heat, but it has always had two weaknesses: lower range and slower charging. That is changing right now. The biggest battery maker in the world is fixing those issues, building their 5th generation of LFP battery. Now, like I said earlier, back to CATL. They are the biggest battery manufacturer in the world. Their 5th generation LFP batteries are already in mass production. This technology is the game changer for LFP. They have virtually closed the range gap with the older battery types. The second part is speed. They can charge incredibly fast. Some versions can add hundreds of miles of range in about 10 minutes. This is proof that even well-established technology keeps improving. This continuous push for better range and speed means that sodium ion may have to evolve even faster to compete. This gives car makers and buyers more incredible options down the road. But this global race raises a crucial question about national energy security. Who is actually building this technology and securing the supply chain right here in North America? Ford and GM are putting LFP batteries into new electric cars. For now, they often partner with Asian companies, but the US is quickly building its own supply chain to make these batteries at home. For instance, Ultium Technologies, a US-based manufacturer, is producing LFP cells using entirely North American materials. They're focused on high-performance defense and grid applications. To do this, they rely on a Canadian partner, First Phosphate, which supplies the high-purity iron and phosphate needed for the LFP cathode. Meanwhile, a US company we mentioned earlier, Natron Energy, is taking a different path. They are now making a new kind of sodium battery using a special mix called Prussian Blue. These batteries are designed mainly for big factories and businesses, not for passenger electric cars. These North American efforts are all about securing the battery supply chain and making sure the future of energy is built right here. Ultimately, though, these efforts exist within a larger, global market. To wrap things up, we need to put all the pieces together. So here's the full picture. The LFP battery is the proven winner right now. It's durable, heat-resistant, and perfect for hot climates like the Gulf of Mexico or even Arizona. Meanwhile, sodium ion is the rising challenger. It's cheaper, better in extreme cold, and coming fast. CATL's newest LFP battery proves that this technology is not just resting. It's taking on the competition by solving LFP's two biggest issues: how far the car can drive and how fast it can charge. The bottom line is simple. If you live somewhere hot, LFP is a safe, smart choice today. For the future, some questions remain. Can North America produce enough batteries to meet demand? Will prices for the raw materials affect adoption? But more importantly, can the charging stations and the factories that build the batteries actually keep up with all this change? Now, I actually made this LFP video because someone in the community asked for it. If you have any other big questions about cars, especially EVs, please let me know in the comments below. So knowing all this chemistry is one thing, but how long will your EV battery truly last? Click on the screen right now to learn the absolute essentials in my EV battery life and charging guide. Finally, if you found this video useful, please give it a like to help more people find it, and make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next video. I really appreciate your support. This was CarSimply.